Okay, this is a lesson on writing a summary. And more specifically, this is a lesson about how to write a summary of an informational text. We will do three things today. First, we're going to review the guidelines for writing a summary. Then we're actually going to read an informational text. And again, our purpose for reading will be to summarize the text. And then you will read three summaries of that text, and we will try to decide which is the best one based on the guidelines, and we want to be able to justify our choice based on evidence. Okay, here are the guidelines for writing a summary. The most important thing to keep in mind is that you want to use your own words, and you want to tell a short but complete version of the text. Okay, so you want to include the main idea or main ideas. Sometimes longer texts might have more than one main idea, so you'll need to identify that. So what is the text about? That's what the main idea is, and that's what you need to summarize in your summary. You want to be sure that you include any key words that are important to the main idea. So as you read, you want to look for maybe 3 to 5 keywords that you want to make sure that you use in your summary. Then you want to be careful to not add your opinion or any other information that isn't in the text, because a summary is strictly a short version of what the text is about. So you don't want to add anything to it that isn't already there. And the trick is to not give too much detail. You want to have a short version. So you need to be able to read and take out details that aren't really important. You only want to include details if they are connected and important to the main idea. And that's really what is going to determine whether it's a good summary or a not so good summary, is how you decide what details to include. All right, let's go ahead and get started. This is an article from an online news website called Dogo News. And I'm going to read this text, and I'll probably read it twice. I'm going to read it the first time just to kind of understand what the article is about. And then I'm going to read it again, and I'm going to be looking for the main idea, right? Because that's what the summary has to be about. And I'm going to be looking for key words that I know that I want to use in the summary, okay? But the first time I read it is just to understand what it's about. Okay, August 10th, 2020, 9-year-old Kenyan boy builds hand sanitizing station to help fight COVID-19. Stephen Wamukota, a 9-year-old from Mukwa village in western Kenya, is making headlines worldwide for his ingenious hand-washing machine. The young boy came up with the idea after watching village residents who do not have easy access to running water struggle to find an effective way to wash their hands to avoid spreading and contracting COVID-19. Using the few resources at his disposal, wood scraps, nails, and a bucket, Stephen designed and built a simple but functional cleansing station. The clever creation, which has 2 pedals, one to release soap and the other to release water, enables villagers to wash their hands contact-free, thereby reducing the likelihood of catching the dreaded infectious disease. I had bought some pieces of wood to make a window frame, but when I came back home after work one day, I found that Stephen had made the machine, his father James told the BBC. The concept was his, and I helped tighten the machine. I'm very proud. James credits Stephen's building prowess to the village school's curriculum, which teaches children to assemble and construct items from a very young age. The invention, which went viral after James posted a photo on Facebook, has made Stephen an instant celebrity in Kenya. In early June 2020, the country's leader, President Uhuru Kenyatta, bestowed the 9-year-old with a Uzalendo Award. The newly created presidential honor is designed to acknowledge civilians who are making significant contributions toward the nation's fight against COVID-19. Okay, so now I have a good overview of what the article is about. So now I need to start thinking, how would I, in my own words, tell a short but complete version of that text? So I want to think about what the main idea is. I want to identify keywords, maybe 3 to 5 of them. I want to be careful to not add my opinion to it. I don't want to add anything that is not what the author stated. And then I want to bear in mind that I only want to include details if they're really important to the main idea. All right, I'm going to read it again. This time I'm going to try to highlight for, let's see, let me change the text color, maybe make it a bright blue. That's not what I wanted to make bright blue. That I just want to keep black. But I want to highlight the main idea so I can keep that in mind. Okay, that keeps going blue. I'm just going to leave it for now. All right, I'm going to read it again. Stephen Wamukota, a 9-year-old from Mukwa village in western Kenya, is making headlines worldwide for his ingenious hand washing machine. Okay, I could kind of think that that topic sentence is the main idea, that he's making headlines worldwide, but I'm going to keep going because I already have in the back of my head, I think I saw something else that better captures the main idea. The boy came up with the idea after watching village residents who do not have easy access to running water struggle to find an effective way to wash their hands to avoid spreading and contracting COVID-19. Okay. Using the few resources at his disposal, wood, scraps, nails, and a bucket, Stephen designed and built a simple but functional cleansing station. I would say, in my opinion, that is the main idea. Okay, because that's what the headline says. The headline of the article says 9-year-old Kenyan boy builds hand sanitizing station to help fight COVID-19, and this sentence here kind of captures it. Stephen designed and built a simple but functional cleansing station. Okay, now I'm looking for keywords and keywords are words that keep coming up in the paragraph, and they are words that are important to supporting that main idea. Okay, so now that I'm kind of confident that's the main idea I'm going with, I'm going to go back and read it again. And let me pick a different color. Maybe I'll use red. I'm going to highlight keywords, words that I know I need to use in my summary. Okay, the boy's name, I don't know if I have to use his name, but I probably do need to point out that he's a young boy, right? It's a kid, right? It's not an adult. That's important to the story. So he's 9 years old. He's from this village, but then again, the average reader is not going to know the name of that village. So probably what I want to make sure I say is that he is from Kenya. That would be an important key word where this is taking place. He's making headlines worldwide for his ingenious hand washing machine. All right, so that's what we're calling this thing, a hand washing machine. We probably want to use that same word in our summary. The young boy came up with the idea after watching village residents who do not have easy access to running water. Okay, that seems really important because that is key to why he's doing it. So I'm going to highlight that whole thing as a key word. They do not have easy access to running water, and they struggle to find an effective way to wash their hands to avoid spreading and contracting COVID-19. Okay, so again, key word. The whole point of this is he's building this machine to help people who don't have access to running water and to avoid spreading COVID-19. Using the few resources at his disposal, wood, scraps, nails, and a bucket, he designed this cleansing station. Okay, the clever creation. Okay, that sounds kind of nice. Clever creation, nice keyword there, which has 2 petals, one to release soap and the other to release water, enables villagers to wash their hands contact-free. Okay, that seems important, right? A key word. They're able to wash their hands without touching anything. I could highlight the details about the petals, but I'm kind of thinking I'm sticking to the main idea, which is he's building a simple but functional cleansing station. So I don't want to go into too much detail about how. I'm kind of focusing on the basic big picture. Okay, so he's designing the station for people who don't have easy access to running water. They want to avoid spreading COVID-19. It's a clever creation. They can wash their hands contact-free. And then we continue with a quote from his dad. I had bought some pieces of wood to make a window frame, but when I came back home after work one day, I found that Stefan had made the machine. Okay, I kind of think that's kind of the backstory. That's not really a super important detail to the main idea, so I'm not going to mark that. His father, James, told the BBC. The concept was his, and I helped him tighten the machine. I'm very proud. Again, that's a detail that makes the story interesting, but it's not really key to what the main idea is, at least in my opinion, right? The main idea here is in blue. James credits Stefan's building prowess to the village school's curriculum, which teaches children to assemble and construct items from a very young age. Okay, definitely interesting, definitely part of the backstory, like how did Stefan learn how to do this? Okay, so it's definitely an interesting detail, but it's not really important to the main idea, which is just that he built this cleansing station to serve a purpose, okay? Because the summary needs to be short and complete. And so this is kind of a side detail that I kind of think right now does not need to be included. The invention, which went viral after James posted a photo on Facebook, has made Stefan an instant celebrity in Kenya. Okay, kind of interesting, but again, not directly related to the main idea, which I identified as Stefan designed and built a simple but functional cleansing station. So it's not really totally important to summarize the point that it went viral, but I could sort of say, I could go ahead and mark it and just kind of keep in mind, maybe I want to include that depending on how long my summary ends up getting. And then he was an instant celebrity, so I may or may not want to mention that depending on how long the summary gets. But I know I need to talk about that main idea, and I know I need to use keywords that support that. In early June 2020, the country's leader, President Uhuru Kenyatta, bestowed the 9-year-old with the Uzalendo Award, the newly created presidential honors designed to acknowledge civilians who are making significant contributions toward the nation's fight against COVID-19. Okay, I might mention that he got an award. Okay, that's kind of, again, part of the backstory. It's not really important to the main idea, which is simply that this kid, right, this 9-year-old kid built this really useful and clever creation, okay? So it's kind of interesting that it went viral, and it's kind of interesting that he got an award for it, but it's not completely critical to the summary. Okay, here's a quick picture of Stefan and the machine that he built. It's got the pedals. Okay, so that was part of the article, so I just went ahead and put that in there so you can see. Now we've got 3 summaries of that article, okay? We've got A, B, and C, and now you need to read each of those and compare that to what we did as we annotated the text and see which one of those does the best job of meeting those 4 check marks, okay? So you want to choose either A, B, or C, and then be able to explain why you think that one is the best summary.